if you're struggling to either be a creator or you're struggling with anything in your life, just take the time to like do it. I get it. It's hard. I'm also someone who writes novels in his spare time, and I think one of the hardest things that I'm trying to overcome personally in that route of my life right now is trying to get published. All right, we are going to start our day and see if we can't beat some more challenges, maybe build up this town, make it actually look all pretty. We are a fairy gym, and this is my first time playing this gym of mine, which I'm kind of excited about. I did make some errors in the beginning of the game, you know, I did overtrain. I didn't realize that we were going to go in and basically get some really easy trainers. I'm not used to the idea of basically getting a gym leader whose level is so beneath it's just so beneath what would be expected. All right, so we are getting the idea of what building plans are going to cost, so that we have the ability to start building out our city, because obviously we don't want it to be, you know, just a bunch of random guys who are like, here's a building you can build. So we know now that the cheapest plans we can buy are 10,000 Pokey. I have 20,000 Pokey from this big nugget. Actually, we can start building something. Ooh-wee! Ooh-wee! Let's get Mr. Meeseeks on this, and we will buy building plan 1 and go get one of these guys starting to build a building. I don't know if it takes time. I don't know if it's just like immediate, but let's hope that it's, I don't know, let's hope it's semi-immediate. Like by the end of the session, we'll be able to have a building up. New building is set to be constructed, but we don't have any plans yet. Gym leader Awin, if you can get some plans for town hall. I have plans. Would you like to use the normal city plans? Yes. Oh, it's just a everyday random building. Yay! I don't know why. I kind of expected it to be something else. I expected like some level of like depth that maybe the player can interact with, but not the case. Totally fine. We are just going to start our gym day here in a second, but I mean, we have the means to set up some buildings, so let's set up some buildings. And for those who have played this before, how did you build your city? And do you feel like this has like levels of kind of like a Animal Crossing in a way? Like you are learning how to construct things that fit your idea of, you know, the idea of your city. Like, does it feel a little bit more like a city, what was it, City Tycoon, or like Roller Coaster Tycoon or anything like that from like back in the early 2000s? Or does it just feel like kind of like a really quick Sim City sim that, you know, you're also playing Pokemon through? I've been roughing it for 15 days straight. You don't have anything on you. Oh, I don't have anything on me. This sounds like the same guy that we had last time. It is the same guy that we had last time. Like, to a T. Are the gyms just like... Hopefully the gyms aren't it's the same exact challengers every single time. That'd be a bummer. Or maybe it is until they beat you. Well, let's do set. I mean, that's at least what I can do to make it a little bit harder, is make it set. I do think that a challenge would actually be very beneficial for this game, because it's not necessarily hard, but I will admit I'm not the like perfect Pokemon player, and part of like me wanting to play Pokemon more again like I did when I was a kid, was to like actually learn the ins and outs and the mechanics of it all, because it feels like, you know, I kind of left off around Gen 4, right when it was starting to get some of the like mechanics that really made it competitive worthy. Like, you know, I think Gen 5 was like the first major comps, at least as far as I know. I have been watching comp, particularly I watch it when I'm going to sleep, and if you watch competitive Pokemon, who's your fan favorite? I know a lot of people's fan favorite is Wolf, but like, who's your fan favorite? I personally, I really do enjoy Wolf. I like his content, so like overall, it's easy to root for him. He's a little arrogant, but I think he deserves it with, you know, how regularly he wins internationals or regionals, and you know, he's gotten 1 Worlds under his belt, and to be honest, last year I thought he had potential to do it again. I'd be excited to actually get to see him win, because he's very energetic with his wins, and I don't know. But I do like watching, you know, Justin Tang. I like watching, you know, what is his name? I'm trying to remember. Riley Factora. I like watching a lot of other players as well that are like notable. I mean, one of the most enjoyable was the guy from Baltimore. I cannot remember his name for the life of me, but the fact that like his interview at the end of the Baltimore regional was just like, it was so good. Like, to know that he had like just come in and, you know, won his first regional right out the gate was so cool, because at the end of the day, like, it kind of shows like, if you put yourself out there and you actually try, you can do something awesome. And I'm sure he put in tons of hours of gameplay, and I'm sure he learned all the ins and outs of it. But when he actually went to like put his knowledge to the test, he came out a victor, and that was pretty cool. Ooh, this guy looks new. Rocker Ricky. I don't get the Rocker vibe, but I do get the Ricky vibe. I don't really know. Okay, Parrot. I honestly haven't been paying attention on whether, like, how much money that I've been winning. But knowing now that, like, the buildings are kind of literally just shades of each other, and I'm sure it probably gets better as you fill out more and more. But now that I know that they're just basically shades of each other, I'm not that surprised. What are you saying? I lost? Yeah, you lost. You lost, bud. Your gym trainers boosted your reputation. That seems to be all the trainers that are coming through today. It's time to close up the gym. Go in the break room? Yeah, let's see what's going on in the break room. Hey, Eowyn, are you doing good out there? Looking for a quick chat? So, how's your day going? It's going alright. Hey, the gym trainers were gonna train today. Wanna join? Sure, let's train it up. And they've grown in respect. And like, that's the key, right? Oh, I don't want to rest. Oh man, I didn't realize I couldn't like go out afterwards. Trainer claimed to see the legendary Raikou in Unova while the crowd was laughing. A bolt of lightning struck nearby. What are the odds? I mean, when you have Zekrom in your area, the odds are pretty high. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot of rumors going around about both Gen 10 and ZA, and to be honest, I myself am trying to keep out of the rumor mill. Sometimes I do get caught up in it and want to see what's going on, but at the same time, I think I would like to kind of be surprised going into this one. I think with Scarlet and Violet, I was very surprised. The only thing I knew about Scarlet and Violet was the starter Pokemon. I didn't know absolutely any other Pokemon. I knew that Fuecoco definitely was my vibe. How do I get to Night? All right, whatever. We're just gonna, I guess. Well, let's go talk to the mayor and see if he says anything. Hey, how's your day been? No, so absolutely nothing. He offers nothing. Okay. We still haven't run into any of those punks again. What are we at monetary wise? 3,000. So we got quite a ways, but we're gonna build this city and we're gonna make it look as good as we possibly can. I think right now we don't have to do a whole lot of training. It seems like they're still way under our level. I'll show you what I've got, and we're mostly facing the same people. I'm guessing it's like you face them until you... it has to be you face them until they beat you. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. Because otherwise, like, well, what are we doing, right? Like, what are we doing? So if you have turned into like my Fakemon Spotlight series, we're temporarily on hold until I contact some artist, or you know, I get the go-ahead from some people. Just because I don't want to step on toes. I really like the art, I really like the community, and the last thing I want to do is you know, make enemies in the community, because like that's not the point of this. It's really to boost as much viewership to these people's channels as possible, because like they have some really cool Fakemon. Like, I don't think we would have amazing like regional forms like this Chin Chow if it wasn't for inspired individuals who go on the, you know, Instagram or Reddit and post their Fakemon. Like, we live in a day and age where a community has like far outpaced the actual companies that are kind of pushing the product. And I mean, I'm sure, I know that for a fact that it has, the Pokemon company has made statements in the past that it makes it harder to create new mons, and they try to avoid, you know, obviously copycatting fans, so it can make things difficult. But at the same time, like, we're inspired by you, so it's fair for you to be inspired by us, is I think my thought process to it, and maybe not everybody would agree with that. I myself am an artist, but I would not say that I've ever taken on the art of drawing Fakemon or anything like that. I've thought about making a region before, and I would do it of like where I grew up, because to be honest, like it just does hold a lot of weight for me. I look forward to the day that I'm able to move back to my actual area, or at least back to the East Coast, and with that, you know, yeah, I didn't think Dazzling was gonna do it there. With that, you know, it kind of makes me focus on wanting to do that area. I also have in mind like a couple gym leaders already, and like I think it's just like trying the art style. It's not a style that I've ever tried. I'm very much more cartoon-based art than an anime style, or particularly like I guess soft anime style of Pokemon. And the reason why I say soft is because like some of the features are like less sharp and feel a little bit more softened. And I could be wrong. People could disagree with me, but that's just how I look at it. But nonetheless, you know, that's where we're at with the Fakemon Spotlight. It's not gone forever, it's just temporarily on hold. I'd like to say that I can get back to it by the end of, you know, by the end of the week, but we'll see. I will say that I do want to highlight more ROM hacks as well. Like, I think my intent is to play more Pokemon and then sparse in like old video games that I have either wanted to play, or games that I have played and I haven't beaten, or like, so that's my like overall outlook, is like, how do I do stuff that is engaging to me but also, you know, fun to watch. And I think part of it is also learning how to commentate in a way that is overly entertaining, because when you're by yourself, it's not easy to, you know, make jokes off of, and it's definitely much easier when you watch great creators like, you know, like Original 151, Shady Penguin, Luke, Game Boy Luke, and you know, United Gamer, and all those phenomenal Let's Players, and it's easy to be like, oh yeah, that's like the ideal situation. And like, I would even say watching, you know, some Elden Ring Let's Players, I think I'm definitely more engaged with the Pokemon community, so I don't know a lot of other Let's Players off the top of my head, but I've watched a lot of like Let's Plays in the past. I mean, even Red and Blue was at some point had some Let's Plays that I really enjoyed watching, or Red versus Blue. And like, I remember watching their Five Nights at Freddy's 10 years ago. That was great. And you know, PewDiePie was like one of the first person that introduced me to Let's Play, and I think it's a little bit difficult to kind of get that mindset of like, all right, you'd better not hold back. If you do, I won't forgive you. Come on, bring it. Is the gym assistant? Unexpected, but maybe I should have read that dialogue instead of ramble through it. But the great thing about editing is I will definitely read it in post. Oh, come on, Clefairy. Ain't nobody need this. Why are you just... Is she potioning, or is she using some move that Clefairy can use? Because if she's just potioning like crazy, like, dang. No, I don't even need... Side beam. I should do the trick. I didn't do the trick. Dang. But either way, she's gonna lose. I mean, she's level 8. We are a tanky level level 18. Like, it's a no-brainer. This is easy over. That is something else that I need to work on, is in the middle parts. I don't need to say I mean, I just need to adapt to the fact that, you know, there's going to be pauses. Part of this is actually highlighting for me, because I noticed that there's not a whole lot of viewership to this, and I guess that's expected. Like, it's very new, and there's possibility that viewership won't ever come, which is fine. The fun thing for me is actually learning how to do the editing, how to make thumbnails, how to, you know, put myself out there and actually give this a try. Because at the end of the day, like, you know, you can only go somewhere if you're willing to put in the effort and give it a try. Like, you might fail 1,000 times, but if that 1,001 time, you could be successful. And at the end of the day, if you're not willing to put in the work for those 1,000 times, sorry for calling so early, but I just remembered something. You've been given the honor of gym leader rank 1. This means the city is starting to recognize you as its gym leader. Keep up the good work, Awen. Also, strong trainers are going to start showing up at the gym, so you might want to train up a little bit before reopening the gym. Try and shoot for maybe level 15, whatever makes you feel the most comfortable. Try training around the Craggy Pass. Strong trainers flock there. But, alright, well, he said 15. We're at 18. We're gonna just keep going. But yeah, you don't... If you're struggling to either be a creator, or you're struggling with anything in your life, just take the time to like do it. I get it. It's hard. I'm also someone who writes novels in his spare time, and I think one of the hardest things that I'm trying to overcome personally in that route of my life right now is trying to get published, because I have written since I was 13, 14 years old, but my faith in my writing has not always been there. I think I write well, but sometimes you get the perfectionist side of you that goes, okay, I write well, but do I write well enough to even put this into the world? Like, would anybody care if I did? And I think this particular project is actually helping me realize, like, it doesn't matter. Like, if I try and I fail, the only way to move forward is to go up. So, like, I'll learn from my mistakes and then I will move on. Like, the world's not going to end because I made the error of pushing my book to a publisher and they go, nah, we're not interested. At the end of the day, if I try 10 publishers and they're all like, nah, I'm not interested, it just means, you know, this book might not go anywhere. But this is such a cool A run. But it doesn't mean that I give up. It means that I work on the next thing. And I would say the same exact thing for any of you that are like struggling. Like, if at the end of the day, you know, you feel like you just can't and you're ready to give up, just keep going, because you're your biggest fan, or you should be your biggest fan. You should be your biggest advocate. I mean, the fact that he's just roaring around is crazy. I mean, we didn't lose anybody, so there's that. To be honest, I probably could have nuzlocked this if I played it right. Which maybe we will. Maybe we'll choose a different type, and in the future we will nuzlock it. Because, I mean, like, there's potential here to do it. I think I was just playing the game wrong to begin with. It's pretty clear to me that's what was occurring. Because why else would we, like, I don't know. My thought process, like I said earlier on, was what gym leader has ever been at level or on level with a starting character in a Pokemon game? And as far as I know, it's no one. So, I mean, but there's always differences. That's the great thing about ROM hacks. And I want to, I preach kudos to the individuals individuals who made this game, because conceptually, like, I've always wondered what it would be like to play as the gym leader. I've always wondered what it would be like to play as the Elite Four. I mean, it's really cool. It's, you know, one of those things that I think is inspiring from the games. Wow, he did not train at all. Is like, what would this be like in this world? What would that be like in this world? I think that's why I like Pokemon Horizon a little bit more than I like the original series. Don't get me wrong, I love Ash, but Pokemon Horizon it feels like it's opening the world of Pokemon. It's not just, oh, all fight. It's like, okay, there are actual adventures besides just being the Pokemon Master, which is really cool. I mean, it's also kind of like what happened when we got the Mystery Dungeon series when I was growing up. It started to open up the aspect that, like, becoming the very best trainer is not, like, necessarily the only thing. Obviously, you are training yourself and Mons in that game, but it's not the only thing. Like, you have an adventure that's going, and I think that's really cool. I think that's also why I like Detective Pikachu, the movie. Is like, there's a whole extra depth to the series when you broaden the world from just being about one thing to, like, many things. It's how I write as well. Like, I like to add depth to things so that the reader the viewer, the individual feels like they're a part of the world, because a lot of people who dive into games and movies and you know, books, it's somewhat of an escapism. I wouldn't say it's like 100%. Some people would say, oh yeah, you're just trying to escape reality. Some people it's just for entertainment. Some people it is an escapism. Some people it's wanting to, you know, dissect metaphors. Some people it's an insight on the perspective of our own world through someone else's eyes, because we relay the information that we feel about the world through how we write. Like, it's just naturally imprinted on how we write. I bet you're pretty lucky, Awen. You just seem like the type of person. Hey, gym trainers are gonna train today. You want to? Yeah, let's train. We like that the respect is growing. I guess this is really a training montage episode, which I mean, cool for me. I definitely want some story progression. We had a little bit, but check, there is a heart scale in here. Interesting. You can go give that to that woman who keeps asking. Tim wants to, cool trainer Tim wants to apply. Sure. Was welcome to the gym. Carlos wants to apply. The bug catcher, I mean, sure. I don't know how many I'm allowed to just welcome. Like, am I kicking people out as I accept? Oh, there's a letter in here. Hello, I am Jacob. I was wondering if I could join your gym. I know it is a bit sudden, but I would like to sign up. Yes, I'm totally not joining because you're the only gym with a girl for a gym guide. Not that you would be wondering, right? Jacob wants to apply. No, that's just weird. There's another heart scale in here. Well, maybe I should check my mail more regularly. I am Jacob. I was wondering if I could join. I know it's a bit sudden. Dude, you're just asking again. Honestly, you're giving Sanji vibes. It's a little bit creepy. Okay, if it's just the same guy, we're going. I didn't expect it to be the same guy. I figured there's maybe I missed something, but because I did just like do 3 days in a row, I think. Where are you, heart scale lady? All right, mind lending me a heart scale if you find one? Yeah, of course. I got you. I got you. Great. Now I can finally help my Pokemon remember a move. Remember a move. All right. We're getting closer to needing to go train again, but we haven't got there. Here I come. Ooh, brave. But it looks like more than likely this is going to be the end of this episode. We are coming up on that timeline of like where we initially try to wrap up things. But so this sequence of challengers, we did quite a bit. And to be honest, I'm here for it. Like, I also hope I split the audio because I don't remember whether I did that or not. And to be honest, we're gonna be very music heavy if I didn't. I realize that the music heavy is probably the way to go. And to be honest, drop in the comments, would you prefer, even if we have, like, would you prefer other music to the game music, or would you prefer the game music in the background if I can possibly do it? Because it's easy enough to splice that in post. If you prefer just chill, vibey music underneath that's not necessarily the same thing every single time, I can easily do that in post. But if you prefer the actual game music, I'm more than happy to make sure it's in there. It just feels like we're going to have probably not necessarily one note, but it's going to be very tilted in the scale. Like, you're going to be listening to one or two songs probably most of the game, unless like something drastically changes. Like, if we start going to new areas, there's obviously the cops above the gym that might lead to something. I mean, I'm sure that the biker gang has something to do with this. We probably have to go fight them at some point. I'm not entirely sure. We haven't gotten that far in the storyline. But yeah, tell me how you feel in the comments. Happy to adjust. I personally am unfazed either way, and we finally get our Curlia. We finally get our Curlia. I'm sure people are now wondering which way will I go if there's an actual option, whether Gardevoir or Gallade. But I'm gonna be completely upfront with you. I'm one of them freaky boys. I'm going with Gallade. I'm going with my boy. Like, they recently put a Gardevoir up on, I think it was actually like late last year, early this year. They put a Gardevoir up on, a full-size Gardevoir up on Pokemon Shop, and people were like freaking out about it. And I'm just saying, Gooners be gooning, but dang, they could dial it in a little bit. And if you're a Gooner, you do you, baby, you do you. But like sometimes it's a little over the top. It's now the memes can be hysterical, but if you're actually like that in real life, that's extra. Like, I have friends who are hardcore Gooners in real life. Like, they are not like tame in person. They will constantly make sexual jokes, and I'm like, all right, I mean, if that's how you want to be. But then when you know, do it outside the group and you're doing it to people who don't know you, it can kind of be a little embarrassing. But I support you nonetheless. You be you, boo. Seems that's all the trainers, and that's all the time that we have today. So if you stopped in, thank you. Give a like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you. You know, this is all a learning curve. I am trying to get better, and you know, if you're out there and you're also a smart creator and you want to collab at some point, let me know. I would love to do some collab work with you. I have some ideas. If you have some ideas, let's bring it to the table. Let's do something together. It'd be dope. But Biggie out.